Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Are we not live yet?
There we are. Hello, everyone. What's happening?
We're always kind of guessing. Are we live yet? Are we not live?
Yeah,
Right?
It's always a fun game. You know, we use special programs to make this all happen. So it's a challenge sometimes, but we make it happen.
And it works.
It does.
Somehow. Well, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Not always.
We always make it work.
Thank God for Ed.
Yes.
Cheers, everyone. We have our wine. You guys have your beverage of choice and your snacks.
Yes.
I ran out of popcorn, so I need to buy more popcorn.
I had cheese and crackers earlier.
That's true. My husband made dinner and is waiting for me. So tonight we are talking about on the show, we are talking with this amazing woman. Her name is Sue Farron. And I met her right here at CoLabs. We're at CoLabs in Santa Rosa. And she just is this dynamic woman who you could feel the passion coming out of her for what she does. She was a first responder and she created a whole business. You were there. You had already met them and introduced us.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And what's funny is that I had an opening for the next week that was unplanned. I'm like, who are we going to put in? You know, because our shows pretty much we like to
plan ahead.
We do, yeah, because you want to be prepared and etc. So I didn't know what we're going to do, and I met this Sue Farron, and I fell in love with her, and I loved what her business was about, and so I had her on the show. But what you'll notice when she's speaking, I want you to really pay attention to this part, is that when she talks about what she does, she exudes this passion and this love and this care for the people that she works with.
Yeah. And she was recently on the news too. KTVU, I think it was. She did a news segment there. So it's very cool.
Yeah. And not only that, I think her passion helps her be very, very successful. Her business is getting all around. She is, I believe she does contracts with large municipalities, and it's because she works really, really hard and she does a great job. So I'm excited for you guys to see her.
Yeah. And if you guys see me look down, it's because you know, tech guy here, I'm multitasking, got different programs going on here to pay attention to help you guys through our live watch party here, which is a lot of fun.
Okay, so today Ed is he's taken over the Instagram for CoLabs.
Yes.
So every time I look, he's doing some kind of video thing where I am in, once again, totally unprepared. And then I see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen CoLabs Instagram profile, click on their stories. You're going to see all of this and some of this and a whole lot of this.
But what's funny is that you did a good job. Like Ed will show the before and then after. So where we do our filming.
Yes, that was fun.
He showed the before, what it looked like in there, and then how we come in and do little manipulations. You know, put some jacks here and some books here, and then the lighting.
It will be fun.
So.
Wait till the TikTok video drops.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I haven't had enough time back to back with everything. So, you know, we're just rolling with it, but wait till that TikTok video drops. It will be exciting to see.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of things are going on here on the kind of the back end of the show. And the reason why we come live is we want to bring you along this journey. And, you know, there's times where I'm like, gosh, nobody's watching. Is this going to go anywhere? But we have a much bigger vision. So it's easy for me to stay focused and to not get blue if people are dropping off or whatever, because it's a much bigger picture of what we're doing. But I got to interview one of my favorite people, and you know all about this, but his name is JJ Peterson, and he is part of Storybrand. You may have heard of it. If you have not, if you are a business owner or a marketing person, go get the Storybrand book. It's called Building a Story Brand. Donald Miller is the author, but he also has a company called Storybrand. Storybrand.com, and they have a podcast. And JJ Peterson is his co-host. And I listen, that's the one podcast that I'm religious about because their business principles are so concurrent and they're so important. And it doesn't matter.
Concise.
Yes.
Just right when you
Simple.
need it. Yeah.
Simple. And it's the same. They keep repeating the same thing. You can go pay for their program, which is $3,000 to go see them live, which I do think there's tons of value there.
Yeah.
But they're saying the same thing.
Right.
Over and over. And that's what I love about them. And they're funny.
Yeah. And I love being able to just browse the website and just be somewhere that, again, it's about surrounding yourself with the right people, the right tools, the right resources, all of that. So then that way you feel more comfortable with what you're doing and being able to take your passion to the next level. That's the big thing. And so utilizing tools like StoryBrand, whether it's the podcast or their website resources or going to the conference live or any of that stuff, that all helps you with that bigger vision and being able to take it to the next level.
It does, yeah. So anyway, check them out. But also, there's cool stuff happening. Next week, we're going in, we're recording, we're interviewing the owner, the wife, who's the owner, or co-partner, I guess I should say. I don't know how to say that correctly, but I'll figure it out.
Check you later.
Yes. But she is the wife and she is the owner of Russian River Brewery, which they make Pliny the Younger, which is the most popular beer, or the most famous beer in the world right now.
For those who are not local, let's just say that the lines are at least probably 2 to 3 hours minimum,
and sometimes even longer. So it's kind of crazy.
It's
so
nuts.
We get to hear her story about how they grew their brand, and it's going to be amazing because it's a crazy story, and I've never seen anything like it.
And we're going to be on site.
Yes,
right? That's the cool part.
That's what I'm really excited about. And then we're also interviewing a woman named Cindy. How do you pronounce that? Moran?
I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, Cindy.
She does red carpet interviews. She goes to all kinds of film festivals, but she's another super dynamic woman that we're interviewing next week. So that'll be for season 2. But these are things for you to look forward to, because really season 2, we've kind of evolved and we've changed it up, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. And that's why we love doing this live with you guys. So that way you can see really what's going on, where we started, and watch as it progresses, and know that you can do this too. Like, that's a big thing, is that you're seeing different aspects, both in front of the camera, behind the camera, during the show. We're chatting with you. Like, we're doing all of the things to help you in your journey as well, and to show you what's possible with the tech.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, tech is everything, and it's one of those things that it can be very challenging for a lot of us. And so we're trying to incorporate it as much as possible to make it as easy as possible, not only for us, but for you as well. So then that way you'll be able to make the most out of the exposure you're creating for yourself.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, it's been a fun journey, and we've had some downfalls. We've had some things that haven't evolved the way that we had planned.
Right.
And you just kind of keep rolling.
And
it's all fine.
That's the entrepreneurial journey, right? We set out a plan, and most of the time we have to make those pivots along the way in order to really get to where we're supposed to be. Like, I love how you said at the beginning, talking about how, worried about no viewers or some viewers, but that doesn't distract you, because that's not this is just a part of the bigger vision. Yeah. It's not the big vision to get 20,000 views. No. It's part of the vision. It's a stepping stone to what comes up.
Yeah, and we have a much bigger vision that we're excited to share with you. But I am so excited for you to meet Susan Farron. You guys are gonna love her and what she does. And the message that I want you to hear is how she took her passion, something that she's really interested in. She founded a business that, 1, she loves. Number 2, that when the motivation goes down, because motivation goes down in business, it's not always up here.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of downs.
That's why the passion is so important to have, because that's what helps you push through those challenges and those times where you're just like, holy cow, I just got my knees knocked out and I think some teeth.
Yeah.
She helps you, like, this concept really helps you keep going. And so that's what I love about this and the whole mindset that you have to have.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You guys ready? Let's do it.
Let's jump into it. All right. We're going to get the tech all set up for you guys here. And we are off and running.
Today we are talking all about how to combine your zone of genius, that part of you that you're naturally gifted at, and your passion. and how to make some money out of it, or at least make a career. Our guest today is Susan Barron, and she's going to be explaining how she did this so remarkably with what she had been doing in her past and creating a whole new company that has been extremely successful based on what her passion was. So go ahead and get your pen and paper and let's get going. Today we are talking about a growth mindset versus a fixed one. What this means, this is a concept that has really been highly studied by a woman named Carol S. Dweck. She is a psychologist at Stanford University, so she knows a thing or two. And she talks about this growth mindset in comparison to our abilities, our talents, our God-made gifts, and the fact that we can expand them. And when we learn how to develop a growth mindset, we start to flourish. Fixed mindset is where you think, I'm just going to stay right here. I can never get better. So let's go through this. These are some tools. I have 3 tools on here that she talks about. There's 8 total, but I'm going to share 3 of them that you can start implementing today. So the first one is challenges. When you see a challenge that pops up in your life or in your career or in your business, think of it as a positive. This is your opportunity to build that muscle, that growth-minded muscle on how to overcome challenges and how to really create a mindset for how to solve problems. It's a great muscle to have. Number 2, commit to change. What this means is you have to be dedicated to keeping that growth mindset. So be aware of limiting beliefs that pop up or old stories, which we've talked about, old stories that are coming up and slowing you down and getting in your way. And then number 3, this is big. This is such a good trait to follow in life. Get inspired by others. So when your best friend Susie launches her book and she's getting all kinds of attention and the media's coming to her and you're like, wait, what the heck? Instead of that, be excited for her. Because when we are in that positive mindset, we grow. When we are in a negative mindset, our self-confidence stays low, we shrink, and we're doing that comparison syndrome, which we don't want to fall into. The other part of being inspired by others is it shows us in our mind what we are capable of. We're capable of so much more than we could ever dream. So when you see someone who's doing something amazing in the world, get inspired. So I am here with this incredible woman, Susan Barron, and she is going to be talking about your company that you started up. Is that not right?
That's true.
You founded this.
Yes.
The First Responders Resiliency here in Sonoma County. For those of you who don't know, we just about burned down the whole town a couple years ago, and it was a big deal. It was all over the news, and it was very, very traumatic for so many of us. Yeah. And Susan is going to be talking about that, how you have really kind of taken all the lessons that you've learned and the challenges that you've seen with firefighters or with first responders, which has to do with our mind. So that's what this show is all about, of course. So without me interrupting anymore, tell us more. Tell us about what your business is and why you started it.
Okay, so our program is called First Responders Resiliency, and we are all retired first responders who train other first responders how to deal with the trauma and stress that they're exposed to on the job. What we discovered in the research, which I did after my own experience with post-traumatic stress and organ cancer, is I began researching what happens to first responders. Why are we more likely to die earlier than civilians, 15 years earlier than civilians on average? Why was our divorce rate so high? It's like 70%. Why were we 40% more likely to die of suicide than in a line of duty death? And so there were all these questions I had about what was happening to us, and I began doing the research and sort of unraveled what was happening to us neurologically, which happens to be changes that happen to the limbic system. So your amygdala, your hippocampus, your hypothalamus, everything is altered by repeated exposures to trauma and stress. So there were actual neurological changes taking place, which resulted in psychological changes. There were also physical changes because we suppress so much of the trauma and stress that we see. So that affects you physically. And then there were emotional and relational changes. So after doing this research for about 2 years, just because of what I'd done, I'd been a paramedic my whole life, I put together a program that was proactive. So everything we've done in this industry in the last 30 years has been reactive. It's always after we have symptoms of post-traumatic stress, after we have issues with substance abuse or divorce or depression, that we get assistance offered to us. So I'm just trying, we are collectively getting ahead of that curve, training first responders how to work within their nervous systems, their brains, their bodies, to control, to mitigate some of this the stress and this trauma that they really have no control over that part of it.
There's so much to unpack with what you've just talked about. So regardless of whether you're a first responder, regardless of whether you have gone through a horrible divorce, if you came from a horrible background, or even things such as losing your job, we all go through trauma and it affects us differently. So the things that you're talking about can have such a different effect on us in different ways. And so you brought up that we react to certain things, right?
That's right.
So it's time for us to be more proactive. That's why I have you here. That's why I love your business, because I believe that with our brain, we talked about neuroplasticity, which is just a big fat word for brain science, and the fact that we can change the way that our brain operates and the patterns that we have and the habits that we have, no matter what, we really can.
Yeah.
And the effect that it can have on creating more happiness and better health.
Absolutely. And I think, I'm sure you're familiar with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he talks about the fact that after 35 years of age, 90% of what we do is habit. We don't even think about what we're doing. Everything we're doing is unconscious, daily behavior. And for first responders, we are so trained to work inside parameters, right? It's a very paramilitary organization that we fall into routines by structure, by education, and then it becomes habit. And we stop recognizing our ability to take control of what's happening to us in so much of our exposure. And so you're absolutely right. This happens throughout society. The key for me is this is my hula hoop, as I say. This is my tribe. These are the people that I know and understand. And so I really put my focus on helping this group of people as my personal community, and then recognizing you're right, this is a universal message.
What I love about this too is that you found a need. You found such a strong need, which so many of us, when we open up our eyes, we have our zone of genius, what we're really good at, maybe something that we've been doing for years and years and years, but we want to shift.
Yeah.
We want to change something. But we don't have to start back at square one.
Yeah.
And what you did was you took your zone of genius, which was
Right.
very strong in all these years of experience, and this need and your passion, combined it all together to create such an incredible world, such an incredible business. So that's what we're all about. And now you've written a book. Am I right?
I wrote a book a few years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote a book a few years ago. That was called The Fireman's Wife. That was about my life being married in the fire service and what that was about. I'm working on one now called First Responder Resiliency, of course. And just trying to get the message out about our approach to being a proactive program, a proactive approach to the trauma and stress that first responders, because what we're seeing is these huge stress disabilities, post-traumatic stress disabilities, and we want to put an end to that. Our trademark actually is putting PTSD out of business, because PTSD, number one, is not a disorder. Schizophrenia is a disorder. Post-traumatic stress is an injury, and we want to remove that title disorder from the definition. We also want to get ahead of this so that people don't get those symptoms. If you have the training, you can shut those symptoms off.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we always want to have something we put in our pocket during our interview. Is there one tip that you can share with the viewers on how we can get ahead of PTSD if we have a loved one that may be going through something tough?
If I were giving anybody a tip that they could take away with today, it would be catch your thoughts. Don't let them run rampant without permission.
Be aware. I think it's all consciousness. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
But don't leave yet, because it's game time. All right, it is game time with Susan. So first question, this is where we get to know more about you and your secrets and the true colors. Okay, so we're starting off with, what makes you feel guilty?
Saying no to a family event for no good reason.
Is this something that you do normally?
No, but I mean, if I just want to stay home and tell my family I can't go, I always feel a little guilty about that.
Yeah, family gets you. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Which is the most important virtue?
Oh.
That's tough. It's tough, isn't it?
Well,
So
I would
many.
say for me, and it's actually our business foundation is integrity.
Right.
Because if you've got integrity, it permeates everything else in your life. If you can be on the foundation of integrity.
Totally agree with you. I'm reading Viktor Frankl's book right now, The Meaning of Man, and he talks about integrity and staying true to yourself. And you can lose everything. The book is when he is in Auschwitz, and he saw these prisoners lose everything. But if you keep your integrity,
that's right,
and your morals,
people can't take that away from you.
They can't take it away from you, and it helps you make better decisions. So,
love that.
Good answer. Okay, have you ever regretted an invitation after first accepting it because you found something you'd rather do, like a date?
Oh, yeah. Do I have to elaborate on that?
Yes.
Do I ever regret? To ask the question again.
Okay. Have you ever regretted an invitation after first accepting it because you found something better to do?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And have I regretted doing that? Of course. So now I work on I say no first. I make sure that it's the right thing that I want to do. And then when I say yes, I keep my yes.
Okay, but hold on. Let's elaborate on this more. So let's say someone invites you to go to have tea.
Oh, tea.
Okay? One of your girlfriends invites you to go have tea.
Got it.
You say no, but then you're like, okay, it's 2 days before, but then you're at the grocery store and this hot guy comes up to you and says, I just find you beautiful and I have some friends getting together for
Tea,
barbecue.
What tea? What tea?
Let's be honest.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Have I ever done that? Yes. Have I ever done that?
I'm assuming yes.
Yes. Now, not with the hot guy and the tea, but I think that's a great analogy.
And if it happens, we all got to have this forgiveness part, right?
Especially with girlfriends.
Totally.
Girlfriends should be able to communicate that hey, there is something that has just come up.
There's prerogatives.
Yeah.
With that, we got to end on that one because that was really the best answer ever.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Okay, Ed.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about getting a business number without another cell phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I just got to, before you even go into this,
Yep.
I am used to having a landline.
Yeah.
We still have that in our office, a landline.
And landlines are great, especially if you're in the country or remote areas. Very good to have. But nowadays, most people have their cell phones, and it's hard to juggle, your personal life and your business. And frankly, you need to have separation. It's important.
Yes.
So the way you do that without having to buy another $500 or $1,000 phone and carry two things with you at all times is you get what's called Google Voice. Google Voice is a free option for anybody to go ahead and get a number. And it's cool because you can put in an area code, your area code, and try to get a local number so that it looks like you're actually in your local area.
God, I love it.
Super smart for business because a lot of us want to work with local businesses. And so having that local area code is huge.
I think hackers have this down.
Yes.
Because I see a lot of local numbers come through.
Yep. And so for all of you out there, go check out Google Voice. It's a free app that you can get on your phone. So then you're only carrying one phone with two numbers. And what's great about it is you can have it send texts, emails, or it emails you with your voicemails. So that way it comes into your email as well. You can text from it. It's great. And so I use that for my business line, and it's awesome because any call that comes through there, I know is business or, of course,
so you can tell. You can tell when you look at your phone that it's a Google Voice, not your regular sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And so that's the cool part. So one phone, two numbers, Google Voice. It's going to do wonders for your business.
Boom. It's time for
business news.
So my guy, I want to see who knows who this is.
Okay.
So if you do know this, type this if you're on social media right now watching us live. Type it in.
So pop quiz. Just FYI.
I'll send you a book. I'll send you my book.
There you go.
Okay, so his production company that he started was called Seven Bucks Productions.
Okay.
Anyone know who that is? Let me tell you about this guy. So he's someone who probably everyone in the world knows. I personally have a huge crush on him. He's So cute. But he did not come from a good place. His parents went bankrupt when he was 14. They lost their car. They lost their home.
Okay.
It was a really rough start. So he was impacted. And he decided, I am going to become a football star so that I never lose my home. That was his one goal, right?
Yeah.
So he worked hard. He got a scholarship, but he just wasn't good enough to make it in pro football. So, long story short, he got to a point where he had $7. He had just been cut from the team. His dreams were dashed. This was his whole plan of how he was going to have a home and save it, have money. But he was cut from the team. He had $7 in his pocket, hence $7 Productions. Yeah. And he was sleeping on a mattress behind a 1-hour rate hotel.
Yeah, that's motivation.
Yeah, right? So anyway, he just talked, and his girlfriend just broke up with him.
Oh, geez.
So talk about being at your low. But he remembered thinking, this is just temporary. I'm not going to be here forever, and I'm going to figure out what to do. And that's when he started the $7 Productions. I'm talking about Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, the Rock. Yes.
And so, long story short, his production company was the liaison to him starting wrestling.
Okay.
And the rest is history. But it was his mindset of not staying defeated.
Yeah.
That perseverance. And that's why I love the story, because
it's huge.
We all go through this, and some of us just stay defeated.
Yeah.
And it's important to get back up.
And I love that, too, because it's somebody that we know, like, and trust, really, out in the public, and we see where he's at now. And that sometimes can be a blind spot for us, right? We see so much on social media of people in the now, but we don't know the history of how they got there. So it's great to have stories like this to remind us that we all have a past, and we all have had troubled times.
And it's how you get through, how you persevere, pick yourself up, and dust yourself off, and keep going. And that's the key. It was a cool story. So, okay, what do you have for us, Ed?
So, as we've talked about before, TikTok, which is a new platform, kind of like Facebook, Instagram, it's just another social network. But this time it's all about video specifically, kind of like Snapchat. And it's a place where people can go and have fun. Like, just post fun, short videos, 15-second, 60-second videos. But what's unique about this, and why we're bringing it up today, is because it's one of those things that business owners should be paying attention to. Even if you're not into the social media world, which you should be, and even if you're not into like trying new things, but keeping an eye on what pops up.
Yeah.
Because it allows you to get in at the ground level and be able to connect with people, build your audience, test things.
You could become a superstar on this new app. I've seen it happen so many times. Ed and I both started on this product called Periscope, which is now owned by Twitter. And that's how we started doing live streaming.
Yeah.
And now we have a TV show. And it just, I saw people who started on Periscope, and now they are leaders in the social media world, or taking their brand to this huge hiatus. And they started there, and they were seen. They broke through the noise.
Exactly, and that's the key. You get to break through the noise anytime a new platform pops up. And when people you follow, those big influencers that you're following, jump onto that network, guess what? You are rising to the top to be able to connect with them on a one-on-one level compared to Facebook or Instagram, because they're crowded. The noise is over there. So really pay attention to when these things pop up, because they can take you from here to here.
Totally.
Overnight, honestly.
Yes. So we're waiting for The Rock to show up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And Rock, come see us. Come be on our show. We would love it. Have fun. All right. We talked about a lot of things today. We talked about combining your zone of genius, that part of you that you're just with your passion to create a new career, a new business. We also talked about growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, where you take your zone of genius and expand it, and who knows where you can go with that. Also, we talked about using a new platform, a fun new, a new social media platform, or something out there that is fairly new, and seeing how maybe it can apply to your brand and help you expand your brand and get noticed, get seen, away from all the noise that has already been created on some of the more busier platforms that are more established. What is your action that you're going to take? I want you to think about every time after an episode, what's an action that you can take to move yourself forward and create some shifts in your mindset and in your life. As always, thank you to Collabs for providing this fantastic place for us to come in and shoot our shows. And always remember the gratitude attitude. Next time when you are feeling like, I don't want to get out of bed, it's cold outside, I don't want to go to work, I don't feel like doing anything, remember the gratitude attitude. Think of 3 things that you are grateful for and watch your mindset start to shift and getting more excited and more positive, and I guarantee your day will go better. Till next time.
So what did you guys think about that? I gotta stop the extra video. Sometimes it does that. What did you guys think? That was fun. I'm over here in the watch party with you guys. I see it all over here on the business page. It's a lot of fun.
It was fun. Yeah. I wonder what, out of all of that, what stood out to you if you're watching this, if you watched parts of it, or, what caught your attention? What did you think? Oh, I can start incorporating that, or I like that idea, or that makes sense. Just anything like that. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, we want to know, again, just even if you just joined or you're just watching the replay later on, it's fine. Feel free to just let us know in the comments. What's one thing that stood out to you? For me, I love Google Voice, and I love the fact that we were having the conversation in here in the watch party talking about how I think it was Carmen didn't know that you had the email transcriptions. How many of you guys knew that? It's awesome. Google Voice is not only a free option for you, but it also can email you a transcript, which is fairly accurate from voicemails to your email. So then that way it's right there for you.
That's really cool. And it's Google. So Google's going to just keep on improving. So
yeah, I
love that. But yeah, and then talking with Sue, just her whole mindset and how she talked, as entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur for just about 30 years. It's a long time. I raised 2 kids, owned a few different businesses, and it goes like this. And when it goes down, it's really, really tough. But you got to keep going. If you're going to be a true entrepreneur, you have to build up this ability to mentally get through it, because either it's going to make you so stressed and so unhealthy and so unhappy that you don't want to do it anymore, and you just kind of throw in the towel. And that's when I've seen this a lot with businesses where they start off really strong and they have a great concept, but somewhere the passion gets lost. And not just the passion, but the motivation and the love for it gets lost. So that's why what I love about what Sue was talking about is that it has to go beyond that.
Yeah.
And it's important to be in front of it. So when you have those stresses, when you have those anxieties, when you have that PTSD, and entrepreneurship can cause PTSD, let me assure you that you know how to deal with it and you have a plan, because that really, I talk about mindset a lot and I've studied it quite a bit, but really having a plan ahead of time, because it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You have to have a roadmap, right? It's okay if you do these detours and pivots along the way, but it's really important to have at least a roadmap to start. So then that way you have something to fall back onto, because those down moments, I can even tell you, even with me, there's those times where you hit those down moments and you're like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I should continue. There's those times with everyone, no matter how new you are in business or how seasoned you are in your business, you're always going to have those moments. And it's that guideline, that roadmap that helps you, as well as, of course, your community that you surround yourself with, and the tools and the resources. Those are all part of it. I think of it as, when it comes to marketing your business, this is what we talk about a lot with business owners, is it's not just go live on Facebook or email your list or go stand out in front of the street corner and show up a big sign. It's not just one of those things.
Right.
It's all of the things working together as an ecosystem to help you stand strong and to be out there.
Right.
And so that's the same thing here with your passion. That's one of the things, but you have to have all these other things working together to to expand it and to keep it
right.
running.
If you have a passion for your business, it will back you up. I met this lady a while ago. We were in a mastermind together, and she was very, very successful. She had a company that was for the blowouts that became really popular. I don't know how popular it is anymore.
Dry bar, right?
Yes.
Yes,
that wasn't her business. She had another one.
Right.
It's not Dry Bar. She hated it.
Oh, see, yeah, you got it. You
hated
can't do
it. And she would come every week, and she'd talk about how much she hated it. And I was like, okay, you need to remove yourself. So there's ways, as a business owner and as I coach a lot of people in business, and I have for a long, long time. So you have to have not only the mindset, but you have to have the business prowess, or at least someone who can help you figure out, okay, I am a distraction for this company. It's time to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
Because that's what she needed. Because she had a great company and it was beautiful. But boy, she was hurting her employees and the morale, and she was not covering it very well. So,
and that's the thing. You have to be passionate about it, because you are going to put your blood, sweat, tears, money, energy, your entire life into it. And it's not easy. And that's why you should go with something that you are passionate about, not just for today or tomorrow or next month, but that you really love. Like for me, entrepreneurship has been in my blood, I feel like, since the day I was born, and since the day I could pick up a hammer with my dad at the job site. I've always had that. So that's what drives me, and to be able to help people do what they want to do. But if that's not what drives you, then
it's hard when those tough times come up. And one thing I just want to talk about this. This is one of the trainings that I do. When you're trying to think of this passion, and sometimes people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's so overwhelming. I don't know what my passion is." Right? Think of your core values. What are the things that have always driven you? What are things really, really important to you? Make sure whatever you do, that is tied in with, if you're going to go into business, that's tied in. So it may be that you value helping families, helping kids, whatever it is. But there's a core passion that we all have, a core, not even a passion, but this feeling that is deep within you. When you uncover all the whys for why you do things and why you make decisions and why things bother you, there's something beyond that. And this is a whole exercise, but try to figure that out, because that's where it can go even beyond, like deeper than just passion.
Right.
So I don't want you to get too caught up in worrying about, I don't know what my passion is, because I hear this from my clients too.
Oh, sure.
And so there are other ways to find it, to dig deep. I'm happy to help you guys with that. If you want to DM me, and I will give you some tools. But it's important to know that.
Yeah, and that's a key thing, is really understanding that it's something that you need to feel inside, not, oh, well, this sounds good and I want it to be good for PR or whatever, because I think a lot of us can push that feeling that we have inside of us that drives us. We can push that down because we think that we're supposed to make something external sound, because it sounds good in the moment. We're supposed to make that what it is, but it's not. So really in tune with yourself.
Yeah, and the way that you know that you are not in tune with your core is something feels out of alignment.
Yes.
When you think of it, it just doesn't feel, there's something nagging in the back of your head. And that's how you know it's not in alignment. So figure that out before you dump money and time blood, sweat, and tears into your business. So
that's huge. And I love Carmen on Facebook says, this is full of nuggets of wisdom. Yes, that's what we hope for.
Yes. Thanks, Carmen.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Great being here with you. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And we're going to